Insert McGonagall meme. Why, whenever anything happens, why is it always you? Why does it always have to be you three? Tiffany Hayes, a teammate, and good old Dijonai. Good old Dijonai. Of course. Of course, a player who, there was a 10-game spell where Dijonai Carrington 4 times went to block a shot and smacked someone's head. Completely missed. Yanked Sarah Ashley Barker down by the hair. And also, let's never forget, clawed Caitlin Clark in the eye. And I've said this about Dijonai. I don't know if you call her a dirty player or a reckless player. And dirty player or reckless player, I don't know. Either way, she's one of the two. Why wasn't this a suspension? Well, I just got to make this very clear. She was ejected from the game. When something is upgraded to an ejection and it doesn't get called in the game, you still eject them from a game. It's kind of as simple as that. And also, so Lindsay Allen put her hands on Sophie's throat as well. Let's not forget that. They didn't want to suspend half the fucking Sun team. Which, if you suspend Sophie, you suspend half the Sun team. Either way, why the fuck is a player retweeting this? Let's show a clip in real time. Yes, in real time. Clearly, if it's zoomed, the problem isn't that it was in slow motion. The problem isn't that it's real time. The problem is how far back the angle is. You can't see because Alyssa Thomas's body covers the hand to the chest or the hand to the throat. It covers the hand to the throat. It is legitimately, I say, oh, these people don't get ball. It's fucking players. And I don't know, maybe Dijonai's forgot, a lot about basketball, because if you guys don't know, Dijonai Carrington has made $1 million since the last time she has played the sport of basketball. Dijonai Carrington has in fact made $1 million since she last played a basketball game. Because basically, if you guys don't know, she was injured when she signed a contract. She got injured playing for the Minnesota Lynx. So she was injured when she signed the contract with Unrivaled, and she's still injured. She is still injured right now. So that is a kind of unfortunate thing that, she hasn't played. But look, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Okay, she's injured. Why is it always her at the scene of the crime? Why is it always her? Let's show Alyssa Thomas clip in real time. I get it. Why are you tweeting it? I get having an opinion. You played with Alyssa Thomas. And this is the thing where it's like, you played with Alyssa Thomas. You were there when she plowed through, when she tried to take out Candace Parker's knee. You were there. You were there when Caitlin Clark curled the screen low and got a freaking hit to the jaw from a shoulder barge from Alyssa Thomas. You were there with when Angel Reese got choke slammed. And Angel Reese, that you've been on her podcast and you're friendly with, you were there when Alyssa Thomas choke slammed Angel Reese and didn't get a suspension. There are full montages about Alyssa Thomas and dirty plays. There are montages of dirty plays that you were there for every single one of them. And I understand what Alyssa Thomas brings. I understand Alyssa Thomas as an engine. I understand Alyssa Thomas, what people see as a leader, because in fairness, that's what she is. She is relentless. She's tough. But I'm sorry. She is an incredibly dirty player. She is an incredibly dirty player. I think even her fans will have to admit that. She is unbelievably dirty as a basketball player. But yeah, look, this is one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know why these players feel the need to talk about it. Because anything happens to Caitlin. This is like the fucking "we stand with Kennedy" bullshit. And I'm like, dude, Kennedy Carter shouted, I don't know what she said before the word bitch. It could have been you. It could have been Caitlin's race or skin color. I don't know. And I'm not going to make an accusation of Kennedy Carter, but she definitely called her the B word. Well, Caitlin is about to catch the ball and gets blindside and hits the deck. She stops, gets creams her. Let's not forget Dijonai. Let's not forget. Accidental or not. Bam. Into the eye. Caitlin Clark a black eye a minute into a playoff game. And the referees didn't even look. And by the way, Caitlin's rolling along the ground holding her eye. If the referees look at that, by everything in the rule book, that's a flagrant one. And if the referees deem it intentional, you're gone. You specifically have gotten the benefit of the doubt. You literally grabbed Sarah Ashley Barker's hair and yanked her down by it and stayed on the floor. Let's be very clear. At best, Dijonai is a completely reckless player. That is the best way of, if you want to have the most favorable view of Dijonai, she's a completely reckless player. And again, out here, everything anti-Caitlin Clark. One, you've had the same agent. I don't think people realize this. If Caitlin was a dickhead, you'd be dropped by your agency tomorrow. Let's be very clear. If Caitlin says, this is bullshit, I'm gone, you're going to be dropped by your agency tomorrow. But in fairness, you don't want to be dropped by that agency because that is an agency that's got you paid $1 million to not play basketball. That is an incredibly good gig. But yeah, I'm going to be real. Why does she have to speak up on this? Why does she have to? I don't want to mention Dijonai Carrington. She's currently out injured, stealing a check from an organization that's so bad that I'm actually kind of happy she's stealing a check from them because they are just an incompetent organization. And then she's there for 1 year and then she can go to whatever team she actually wants to go to. She found a team dumb enough to pay her $600K to not play basketball. It is what it is. Like, the Chicago Sky are a hilariously bad franchise, and you know what? Fair play finessing the Chicago Sky. But I'm like, I don't want to ever mention Dijonai Carrington on this channel again. She's not good enough at basketball to mention. She's fine. She is objectively fine. We saw from her time at the Lynx that she can be a really effective player on a good team. We saw with this time with the Sun, the Lynx, that like if she's on a good team, she can be a really effective player. We saw when she was with the Dallas Wings that if she is on a bad team, she might look like one of the worst players in the league. But why do we have to keep talking about fucking Dijonai Carrington? Because she keeps getting herself involved in this bullshit. Why? Why are you retweeting? Alyssa Thomas is clearly in the wrong. This was clearly fucking intentional. And if your best argument is a whataboutism, where two people then attacked Sophie Cunningham, and best case and worst case scenario, if the WNBA suspended Sophie last year, they would have had to suspend Marina Mabry, JC Sheldon, and Lindsay Allen, and potentially Tina Charles for getting involved in the initial brawl. If you're going to have to suspend 4 people on one team and one on another team, you're not going to then suddenly give an advantage to fucking Sophie Cunningham in that scenario. So you're not going to suspend any of them. And second of all, this is clearly an intentional cheap shot by an intentional cheap shot artist. Like, she is a savvy vet cheap shotter. As in, like, there are moves that she makes that are like the jumping on top of someone, hitting the knee to the groin. No one's seeing that in real time. Just like the knee to Candace Parker that time. Just like the, I'm going to bend and nearly knock Caitlin Clark out coming across the screen when you were still her teammate. Just like all of that. These are savvy vet. This is a dirty, savvy vet. And let's be real, there's plenty of them around. If you've ever played ball, you know those type of people. But come on. Like, we're seeing players going, not every single player that's posted publicly has posted something anti-Caitlin or anti-Fever. And it's like, you can't even say shit either because you can't even back it up because you're not even on the floor. You can't even go and, you know, oh yeah, I'm going to go and cook the Fever. You can't even let your basketball do the talking because you're stealing a living right now. And again, fair play for convincing a team to take you when you're crippled. I'll give that, like, you and your agent exceptional for that. But come on.